Good evening. I'm Nora, your host for tonight's game that will pay homage to our guest of honor. No, it's not The Price is Right. No, it's not Trivial Pursuit. It's Schmidt Happens, the game of Emory and memory. Tonight we'll find out if you really know Emory as well as you think you do. Or perhaps you don't know Schmidt. Welcome, contestants. Let's begin with the basics. And don't forget to use your buzzers. What is Emory's job?
I can't really accurately describe my dad's job, but when I was in high school, half my friends thought he was a doctor, and I didn't know how to correct them.
Thanks, Meredith. It's true Emory's been known to play doctor, but we all know his real job was at Brazeway. So for our next question, how did Emory spend his time at Brazeway?
Shopping. As a result, our mailboxes are full at Brazeway. E.T. Wright, Woolrich, Brooks Brothers, L.L. Bean, Pendleton, Beretta, Harrington, Cabela's. That's just from today.
Sounds like Emory knows how to multitask, or at least multi-catalog. Kim, do you have something to add?
Well, I know a lot of people say that, he's shopping online, but I think he might be sleeping. I've caught him a few times, and his eyes were just getting real heavy, but, he was shopping, but I think he was sleeping too.
Like we said, multitasking, shopping and sleeping. Now we know how Emory spends his day. Next question. Name something Emory is fanatic about.
Margin dollars.
Okay. Anyone else? Something Emory is fanatic about.
Luggage. An amazing collection. So much luggage, in fact, that sometimes I wonder if he just really wants to leave us.
Great answer, Jay. You've just won a 5-piece luggage set culled from Emory's collection. He won't even notice. I'm also told Emory is fanatic about gadgets. Next question. Is Emory technologically savvy?
No.
Thanks, Al. Anyone else?
Emory led our technical part of the business for a period of time. Yet, as I say that, Emory's on kind of our special kids list that we have back in the IS group.
One point, he couldn't figure out why his printer wasn't printing, and he had changed a cartridge, and so I pulled the cartridge out. Well, it still had the little clear tape on the bottom of it.
Emory is extremely technically savvy. In fact, he doesn't let the laws of physics stand in his way when he comes up with ideas.
Well, Emory's always said that laws are made to be broken. Next question, again for the Brazeway bunch. Describe Emory's meeting etiquette.
Well, Emory, I remember two things about him in a meeting. The first thing is that he's one of the few guys who can sleep with his eyes open. And he's the only guy I've ever met would actually clip his nails at the table and leave the nails on the table. So,
Dave nailed it. Multitasking and cutting edge. Anyone else?
Sleepy. Emory has 2 meeting modes. He's either hard charging and get it done, and it's quick, and we get to the answer, and it's over and done with, and we get on with our business, or he's kind of nodding off a little bit, trying to stay awake with the not so very interesting subject matter.
Let's switch gears, or locales. After a busy day at the office, shopping, sleeping, grooming, Emory likes to relax in front of the TV. Next question. What TV personality does Emory remind you of?
I'd say Bill Cosby. I always thought of him as kind of like the white version of Bill Cosby, growing up in the 80s with that television show. There was definitely a period where he wore the weird Cosby sweaters, but my dad's a caring, intelligent, very funny guy, and he definitely borrowed a trademark Cosby phrase that he would utter to me once in a while, which was, "Boy, I brought you into this world and I can take you out."
So that's why Meredith's friends thought Emory was a doctor. Has anyone benefited from Emorty's medical expertise?
Emory was a big help to me on the golf course. He actually saved my life. We were playing in an old pal match, and I was having indigestion and chest pains, and I was burping quite a bit, and we finally got through the match, and I said to Emory, what am I going to do about this chest pain and indigestion? He says, the answer is scotch and soda. So we went immediately to the 19th hole, where we consumed several scotch and sodas, and sure enough, I felt better. 2 weeks later, I had 2 stents put in my heart. Thanks, Dr. Schmidt.
Sounds like his advice worked for 2 weeks, John. Bravo, Dr. Schmidt. From sitcoms to the silver screen. What movie reminds you of Emory?
Mary Poppins. When I was 14, my father had a 40th birthday party at our house, and I was there to witness a large amount of alcohol consumption at this birthday party that got a little unruly towards the end of the night. And as I was sleeping, trying to fall asleep late into the evening, I heard some ruckus going on the porch below me, where my bedroom was, and I noticed that Emory was on the porch with a broken umbrella with the spokes sticking out of the umbrella and the fabric kind of ripped off the umbrella. The umbrella was clearly broken, and suddenly Emory jumped off the porch yelling, "Mary Poppins!" and crashed to the ground, kind of buckled and rolled onto the concrete and scuffed up his face a little bit, and was really quite proud of his feat.
Thanks, Stephanie. That's Emory, not bound by the laws of physics, and entertaining. Speaking of which, how does Emory amuse his international customers?
Treat them like he would his buddies in the 19th hole at Lenaway. I'll never forget our first meeting at Erbschlow together. It was a break in the meeting, and Emory decides, hey, try my hand at some international humor. I just heard this new joke. So he says, guys, how are the Rolling Stones and a Scotsman not alike? Collective blank look. So Emory says, well, the Rolling Stones say, hey, you, get off of my cloud. And the Scotsman says, hey, McLeod, get off of my you. The Germans completely were stone silent and had this blank look on their face. And then the best part was they felt almost the need to convene because they realized they had missed the humor, and they start almost sorting out the joke and speaking. They're speaking in German, but I'm sure they're saying like, who is this McLeod fellow, and why is he talking to the you? And they're saying all these things back and forth. Well, after about 20 seconds, they come back to Emory and say, very good humor. And what does Schmidt do? He rips off another joke that he had lined up right in the old holster.
How do you say Emory's not sheepish in German? Maybe we'll tackle that in round 2. In the meantime, let's check out our scoreboard. Points. It looks like I forgot to pass out points this round. I'll get busy with that. In the meantime, enjoy another round of drinks. Put them on my tab. We will see you later on Schmidt Happens.